You turn the key, the engine cranks, it turns over. You can hear it trying, but it just won't fire up. You wait a few seconds, try again, same thing. Now you're frustrated, maybe late for work or stuck in a parking lot, and everyone keeps saying, it's probably the battery. But here's the thing, if the engine is cranking, the battery is doing its job. The problem is somewhere else. Today I'm walking you through the top 5 reasons your engine cranks but won't start, and I'll show you how to diagnose and fix each one without wasting money at the shop. Let's get started. Understanding the difference, cranking versus starting. Before we dive in, let's clear up some confusion. A lot of people mix up won't crank and won't start. They're not the same thing. Cranking means the starter motor is working. When you turn the key, you hear the engine turning over, that familiar sound. If your engine cranks, your battery and starter are probably fine. Starting means the engine actually fires up and runs on its own. If it's cranking but not starting, the issue is usually with fuel, air, spark, or timing. Something the engine needs to run is missing. So when someone says check the battery and your engine is cranking just fine, they're on the wrong track. Let's find the real culprit. Because number 1, no fuel getting to the engine. Your engine needs fuel to start. No fuel, no start. This is one of the most common reasons an engine cranks but won't fire up. Check the fuel gauge. First, I know it sounds obvious, but check your fuel gauge. You'd be surprised how often this is the problem. Fuel gauges can stick or break. You might think you have a quarter tank when you're actually running on fumes. If the needle is at or below empty, fill up the tank and try again. Listen for the fuel pump. When you turn the key to the on position, not all the way to start, you should hear a soft humming sound from the back of the car. That's the fuel pump priming the system. If you don't hear anything, the fuel pump might be dead. Fuel pumps usually fail over time. They can also overheat if you constantly run the tank too low. When they fail, fuel can't reach the engine. Check the fuel pump relay and fuse. Before replacing the pump, check the relay and fuse. These are cheaper and easier to replace. The fuel pump relay is usually in the fuse box under the hood. Your owner's manual will show you exactly where. Pull out the relay and give it a shake. If you hear rattling inside, it's bad. Swap it with another relay of the same type to test if that fixes the problem. Check the fuse too. If it's blown, replace it. But if the new fuse blows right away, there's a bigger electrical issue. Clogged fuel filter. If the pump is working but fuel still isn't getting through, the fuel filter might be clogged. The filter traps dirt and debris from the gas tank. Over time, it gets full and restricts fuel flow. Most fuel filters should be replaced every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. If yours hasn't been changed in a while, that could be the problem. Fuel injectors are stuck or dirty. Fuel injectors spray fuel into the engine cylinders. If they're clogged or stuck closed, fuel can't get in. This can happen if you use low-quality gas or let the car sit for months without running it. You can try a fuel injector cleaner additive. Pour it into the tank and let it run through the system. If that doesn't work, the injectors might need professional cleaning or replacement. Cause number 2, no spark from the ignition system. Fuel alone won't start your engine. You also need a spark to ignite it. If the ignition system isn't creating a spark, the engine will crank forever without starting. Check the spark plugs. Spark plugs wear out over time. They can get fouled with carbon, crack, or just stop firing. Pull out one of the spark plugs and take a look. If it's black, oily, or covered in deposits, it needs to be replaced. Spark plugs should be changed every 30,000 to 100,000 miles depending on the type. Copper plugs wear out faster. Iridium plugs last longer. If your plugs are old or look worn, replace the whole set. Test for spark. Want to know if your spark plugs are actually firing? Remove a spark plug and reconnect the plug wire. Hold the plug against a metal part of the engine. Use insulated pliers, not your bare hands. Have someone turn the key while you watch the plug. You should see a bright blue spark jump across the gap. No spark? The problem is somewhere in the ignition system. Ignition coil failure. The ignition coil takes power from the battery and turns it into the high voltage needed to create a spark. If the coil is bad, no spark gets to the plugs. Some cars have one coil for all the cylinders. Others have a separate coil for each plug. Coil on plug design. Testing a coil usually requires a multimeter. Check the resistance according to your car's specifications. If it's out of range, replace it. Crankshaft position sensor. This sensor tells the engine computer when to fire the spark plugs. If it fails, the timing is off and the engine won't start. A bad crankshaft position sensor is sneaky. The engine cranks normally, but there's no spark and no fuel injector pulse. If you've checked everything else and still have no spark, scan the car for trouble codes. A failing crank sensor usually triggers a code like P0335. Replacing it is usually straightforward, and the part costs between $50 and $100. Cause number 3, not enough air getting in. An engine needs the right mix of fuel and air to start. Too much fuel, not enough air, it won't run. Check the air filter. A clogged air filter can choke the engine. If it's so dirty that air can't flow through, the engine might crank but not start. Pop the hood and locate the air filter box. Pull out the filter and hold it up to the light. If you can't see light through it, it's time for a new one. Air filters are cheap, usually $10 to $20. Replace them every 12,000 to 15,000 miles, or more often if you drive on dusty roads. Mass Airflow Sensor, MAF. The MAF sensor measures how much air is entering the engine. The computer uses this info to calculate how much fuel to inject. If the MAF is dirty or failing, it sends the wrong signal. The engine gets too much or too little fuel and it won't start. You can try cleaning the sensor with MAF cleaner spray. Don't use anything else. Regular cleaners can damage the delicate sensor element. If cleaning doesn't help, the sensor might need replacing. Throttle body issues. The throttle body controls airflow into the engine. If it's dirty or stuck, air can't get through properly. Over time, carbon buildup can clog the throttle body. When it gets bad enough, the engine might not start. Remove the air intake tube and look inside the throttle body. If it's black and grimy, it needs cleaning. Use throttle body cleaner and a soft cloth. Don't scratch the inside. Clean it until it looks shiny again. If the throttle body is stuck closed, the engine will definitely not start. In that case, it might need to be replaced. If you're finding this helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me bring you more useful car content. And don't forget, I've put together a free car maintenance checklist you can download using the link in the description below. Cause number 4, timing is off. Even if you have fuel, air, and spark, they all have to happen at exactly the right time. If the timing is off, the engine won't start. Timing belt or chain failure. The timing belt or chain keeps the camshaft and crankshaft in sync. This makes sure the valves open and close at the right time. If the timing belt breaks or jumps a few teeth, the timing is thrown off. The valves and pistons might even crash into each other, causing serious engine damage. When was your timing belt last replaced? Most need to be changed every 60,000 to 100,000 miles. If it's overdue and your engine suddenly won't start, the belt might have snapped. Timing chains last longer, but they can stretch or the tensioner can fail. When that happens, the chain skips and the timing goes off. Jumped timing. Even if the belt hasn't broken, it can slip or jump a tooth on the sprocket. This throws the timing off just enough to prevent starting. You might not hear any strange noises. The engine just cranks and cranks without firing. To check timing, you usually need to remove the timing cover and inspect the alignment marks. If they don't line up, the timing is off. Camshaft position sensor. Like the crankshaft sensor, the camshaft position sensor tells the engine computer where the camshaft is. If it fails, the computer can't time the spark and fuel correctly. A bad camshaft sensor can cause the same symptoms as a bad crankshaft sensor. Cranks but won't start, no spark, no fuel pulse. Scan for codes. You might see P0340 or similar. Replace the sensor and clear the codes. It's usually a quick fix. Cause number 5, security system or immobilizer issue. Modern cars have anti-theft systems built in. If the system thinks someone's trying to steal the car, it shuts down the engine. Sometimes these systems get confused and won't let the car start, even when you're using the correct key. Check the security light. Look at your dashboard. Is there a light shaped like a key or a lock? If it's flashing or staying on, the immobilizer system is active. The immobilizer prevents the engine from starting if it doesn't recognize the key or key fob. This can happen if the key fob battery is dead, the key has been damaged, or there's a glitch in the car's computer. Try a different key. If you have a spare key, try using it. If the car starts with the spare, the original key might have a problem. Keys with chips can go bad. The chip might stop communicating with the car's system. If the spare key works, you'll need to get a new key programmed. Reset the system. Sometimes the immobilizer just needs a reset. Try this. Turn the key to the on position and leave it there for 10 minutes. The security light should turn off. Turn the key off. Wait a few seconds, then try starting the car. If that doesn't work, disconnect the battery for 15 minutes. This can reset the car's computer and clear any glitches. Faulty immobilizer module. If nothing else works, the immobilizer module itself might be bad. This is less common, but it happens. The module can fail and lock out the engine even when everything else is fine. Fixing this usually requires a dealer or a locksmith with the right programming tools. How to diagnose the problem yourself. Now that you know the top 5 causes, here's how to narrow it down. Step 1. Listen and observe. When you try to start the car, pay attention. Do you smell gas? That could mean the engine is flooded with fuel. Wait a few minutes, then try again with the gas pedal pressed all the way down. Do you hear the fuel pump? If not, focus on the fuel system first. Is the security light on? Start with the immobilizer. Step 2. Check the basics. Make sure you have gas in the tank. Pull out a spark plug and check for spark. Look at the air filter. Is it clean? These quick checks can save you a lot of time. Step 3. Scan for codes. Plug in an OBD2 scanner and check for trouble codes. Codes like P0335, P0340, P0171, or P0300 can point you in the right direction. Even if the check engine light isn't on, there might still be stored codes that give you clues. Step 4. Test one system at a time. If you're still stuck, work through each system methodically. Test the fuel pressure, check the ignition coil, clean the MAF sensor, inspect the timing marks. Don't just throw parts at the problem. Diagnose first, then fix. When to call a mechanic. Some problems are easy to fix yourself. Others need professional help. If you've checked the basics and the car still won't start, it might be time to call in a pro. Timing belt replacement, fuel pump replacement, and immobilizer issues can be complicated. If you're not comfortable doing the work, don't risk making it worse. A good mechanic can diagnose the problem quickly with the right tools and experience. Preventing future problems. Once you get the car running again, take steps to avoid this happening again. Keep up with maintenance. Change your spark plugs on time. Replace the timing belt when it's due. Use good quality fuel and keep the tank above a quarter full. Regular maintenance prevents most of these problems before they start. Don't ignore warning lights. If your check engine light comes on, get it scanned. Small problems can turn into big ones if you ignore them. Listen to your car. If the engine sounds different, runs rough, or hesitates, pay attention. These are early warning signs that something's wrong. Fixing small issues now saves you from being stranded later. Final thoughts. An engine that cranks but won't start is frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. Most of the time, it's something simple. No fuel, no spark, or no air. Start with the basics. Check for fuel, check for spark, and check for air. If those are good, move on to timing and security systems. With a little patience and the right approach, you can figure out what's wrong and get back on the road. And remember, you don't always need a mechanic. A lot of these fixes are things you can do yourself in your own driveway. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as I'm sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.